Close your eyes and imagine hitting a physical wall of dry heat. Feel the sting of golden sand on your skin. And smell the sweet incense swirling in the heavy air. Suddenly, towering right before you is the ultimate enigma, the Great Sphinx of Giza. Carved from a single, colossal block of limestone, this 73-meter-long beast combines the raw majesty of a lion with the haunting face of an ancient king. For over 4,500 years, its gaze has been locked eternally toward the east, watching the rising sun paint the Sahara in blinding shades of crimson and gold. But as you look closer at its weathered, majestic face, you are confronted by a mystery that has baffled humanity for centuries. Where is its missing nose? Was it shattered by the thunder of Napoleon's cannons? Deliberately chiseled away by religious fanatics to erase a pharaoh's legacy? Or did the relentless desert winds and natural erosion slowly reclaim a piece of this masterpiece? The truth remains buried deep in the shifting dunes, a silent secret guarded by those colossal stone paws. This is Egypt, the undisputed cradle of civilization. Think about it. This land stands as the ultimate natural land bridge physically connecting Africa, Asia, and the Mediterranean. A vibrant crossroads where cultures, trade, and empires have collided for over 5,000 years. It is a place of sheer survival, where the legendary Nile River cuts through the planet's vastest desert, creating a vibrant green corridor of life that nurtured dynasties. From the moment this land was first unified in 3100 BC, its people became obsessed with one thing: conquering time itself. They didn't just survive here. They built monuments to defy death, etching their very souls and eternity into the solid stone. Begin our journey into a world of immortal wonders, starting with the beautiful, poetic chaos of a city that never sleeps. Welcome to Cairo. El-Khalili, the mother of the world. This is a sprawling, beautiful beast of a metropolis, where over 20 million souls move in a chaotic, yet somehow perfectly synchronized dance. Just look out the window and let your eyes adjust to the sheer, beautiful madness. It is a city of striking, impossible contrasts. On one side, sleek glass skyscrapers pierce the hazy sky, while right beside them, the delicate, ancient stone of Ottoman minarets rises majestically, their calls to prayer echoing over the modern traffic. High above the sprawling rooftops, the mighty citadel of Saladin stands like a medieval giant, a stone guardian watching over this endless concrete sea, offering a breathtaking panoramic view of a skyline where the ancient and modern worlds collide. But to truly feel Cairo's pulse, we have to dive straight into its ancient, living heart. Jumping out of our cab, we plunge into the labyrinth of the legendary Khan el-Khalili Bazaar. Instantly, your senses are hit by a wave of sensory overload. The thick, warm air is a rich tapestry of scents: roasting coffee beans, fresh mint, freshly baked flatbread, and the sweet, fruity aroma of shisha smoke wafting from the traditional cafes where locals play backgammon late into the night. Listen closely as sharp-eyed merchants call out to you, bargaining effortlessly in 5 different languages, trying to sell you everything from colorful mounds of local spices to shimmering brass lanterns. It's noisy, it's dusty. It is absolute poetic chaos. Yet, Cairo doesn't just live in the energetic present. It guards the greatest treasures of our collective past. Just a short, thrilling ride away, we step inside the legendary Egyptian Museum. Within these dusty, historic galleries, the modern world completely dissolves, and you are stepping into a story written over 5 millennia. We push through the quiet halls until we find ourselves standing in absolute awe, face to face with a single breathtaking masterpiece. The solid gold death mask of the boy king Tutankhamun, weighing an incredible 11 kilograms of pure, shimmering gold. This iconic relic radiates a timeless, haunting beauty, staring right through you with those obsidian eyes, completely untouched by the passage of time. But as magical as these museum halls are, the ultimate giants are waiting for us on the horizon. We pack up our cameras, leave the heavy museum doors behind, and jump into a local SUV, watching the chaotic apartment blocks suddenly give way to the silence of the Sahara. And then, there they are, emerging majestically from the golden sand, the Giza Plateau. Standing right before us is the pinnacle of human ambition, the Great Pyramid of Khufu. It is impossible to comprehend the scale until you stand right at its base, looking up at over 2.3 million massive limestone blocks, each fitted together with astonishing, mind-boggling precision. For an astounding 3,800 years, this colossal monument remained the tallest man-made structure on Earth, a record it held proudly until the Eiffel Tower finally claimed it in 1889. Feel the dry desert wind brush against your face as you stand in the shadow of the only surviving wonder of the ancient world. Take it all in, because this is where human history truly touched eternity. But while these stones conquered the sky, another empire was preparing to conquer the mind. Shake the desert sand from your boots, because we are leaving the towering giants of Giza behind. We head back into the heart of Cairo, pushing through the chaotic crowds of Ramses Station to board a northbound train. As the steel wheels clatter against the tracks, the urban madness slowly fades, replaced by the lush green fields of the Nile Delta. Welcome to Alexandria. Founded in 331 BCE by none other than Alexander the Great, this wasn't just a port, it was a collision of worlds, where Egyptian traditions met Greek philosophy and Roman ambition. Today, you can still feel that haunting nostalgia clinging to the salty air. Step out onto the Corniche, the legendary seafront that curves gracefully along the sapphire waters. Breathe it in, that sharp, bracing sea breeze, mixed with the aroma of dark Turkish coffee and sweet mint tea wafting from old, decadent cafes. But Alexandria's true heartbeat has always been the mind. We walk along the shore and find ourselves standing before a stunning, sun-catching disc of glass and granite, the Bibliotecha Alexandrina. This modern masterpiece stands as a proud tribute to the legendary Great Library of Antiquity, a sanctuary that once housed hundreds of thousands of papyrus scrolls containing the sum of all human knowledge before fire and time turned it to ash. Yet, the city's ultimate icon lies just beneath the surface. Imagine looking out to the harbor's edge, where the legendary Pharaohs once stood. This monumental lighthouse, over 100 meters tall, was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, until a violent earthquake brought it crashing down. Today, if you dive into these deep blue waters, you can still run your hands over the colossal, algae-covered ruins, resting silently on the seabed. It is a place where history doesn't just rest, it breathes. But to find Egypt's most guarded secrets, we must turn our backs on the sea and plunge into an ocean of pure sand. We are trading the cool Mediterranean breeze for the raw, untamed wild of the deep west. For hours, there is nothing but the hum of the tires on the desert tracks and the mesmerizing, endless dance of giant dunes. It feels like traveling to the absolute edge of the earth. And then, Siwa rises, an isolated paradise, completely suspended in time. Imagine looking down to see over 300,000 green date palms and silver olive groves swaying gently in the hot desert wind. A vibrant haven of life fed by a massive, ancient aquifer hidden deep beneath the Sahara. Breathe in that sweet, earthy scent of sun-baked dates and listen to the quiet murmur of natural, bubbling springs. But this oasis holds secrets that defy belief. Step closer to the blindingly blue salt lakes, sparkling like scattered sapphires under the relentless sun. Waters so thick with salt that you float effortlessly, turning into mirrors of pure fire and gold as the sun finally dips below the horizon. At the heart of the oasis, the spectacular ruins of the Shali fortress loom over us, looking like a giant, weathered sandcastle. This ancient citadel was built entirely of Kirchhoff, a legendary, handmade mixture of clay, mud, and raw salt crystals that has survived the elements for centuries. And just a short walk through the palms, we reach the legendary Temple of the Oracle. Feel the sudden, heavy stillness of this sacred rock. It was right here, in 331 BCE, that Alexander the Great marched through these brutal sands, seeking answers, only to be proclaimed the Son of God, forever changing the course of human empires. Take a moment. Stand in the quiet shadow of these ruins and listen. Because in Siwa, the modern world completely fades away, and the ancient past is still very much alive. But the desert is a shapeshifter, and just beyond this green paradise lies a landscape so alien it feels like stepping onto another planet. We are climbing back into our dust-coated 4x4, leaving the ancient whispers of Siwa behind, and heading deeper into the scorching, unpredictable heart of the Egyptian Sahara. Suddenly, the golden sands give way, and you are hitting a wall of dramatic, dark energy. Welcome to the Black Desert. Imagine a vast volcanic sea where towering dunes are capped with dark basalt and sprinkled with coal-black dust. It is raw, alien, and intensely quiet. The midday sun beats down, reflecting off tiny quartz crystals that glitter like diamonds scattered across a charred wasteland. Feel the dry heat radiating from the dark earth. But look closer, because hidden in this volcanic expanse, boiling hot springs gush from the subsoil, steam rising into the empty sky like the earth itself is breathing. But we press on, because just a few hours away, the world flips completely upside down. From pitch black to blinding, dazzling white. This is the White Desert, and nothing can prepare you for this. It is like stepping directly onto the surface of the moon. Over millions of years, relentless desert winds and driving sand have sculpted soft limestone into bizarre, gravity-defying masterpieces. Colossal chalk formations rise around us, shaped like giant mushrooms, frozen waves, and ancient, wind-swept tents. Run your fingers over the smooth, powdery rock, feeling the cool chalk under the blistering sun. As dusk falls, the blinding white begins to burn, with vibrant orange, pink, and crimson, transforming this surreal open-air museum into a shifting dreamscape. And then, the temperature drops. We set up camp, and watch as the sky opens up into a breathtaking, dazzling arch of infinite stars. The silence here isn't empty. It feels alive, wrapped in the cool, deep peace of the desert night. But as dawn breaks, we must leave this natural canvas to find the architectural laboratories where humanity first learned how to build for eternity. Shake off the desert dust, because morning has broken over the Sahara. We are packing up our camp, leaving the silent sands behind, and sliding into the comfortable seats of our private car, heading back towards the life-giving green of the Nile Valley. Watch the scenery shift from endless white dunes to desert plains, and finally, to the dry, rocky plateau of Saqqara. Step out of the vehicle and feel that dry, ancient wind carrying the scent of sun-baked earth. We are standing before the dawn of human ambition. 4,700 years ago, a genius architect named Imhotep looked at the flat desert sands and dared to reach for the heavens. He built the Step Pyramid of Djoser, humanity's very first monumental stone structure. Run your hand along these rough, stacked stone tiers. It feels heavy, raw, like the physical birth of a civilization trying to conquer death. But this was just the beginning of the experiment. We climb back into our car, pushing further south to Dashur, the ultimate testing ground for the pyramid builders, under the visionary pharaoh Sneferu. Look up at the horizon, and you'll see one of the most bizarre sights in the ancient world: the Bent Pyramid. Imagine the sheer panic of the royal architects as they built upwards at a steep 54-degree angle, only to feel the massive stones beneath them beginning to shift, threatening a catastrophic collapse. In a desperate, brilliant, mid-construction pivot, they flattened the angle to 43 degrees, saving the structure and creating this strange, beautiful silhouette, unique among all monuments on Earth. But Sneferu wasn't done. He wanted absolute perfection. Just a short drive away stands his ultimate triumph, the Red Pyramid. Its red limestone blocks literally glow like hot embers under the intense desert sun. This is the world's very first successful, true, smooth-sided pyramid, built at a stable 43-degree angle, the absolute blueprint for Giza. Step inside its narrow, echoing chambers and breathe in the cool, still air of a monument that cracked the code of eternity. These are the laboratories of the builders, where humanity stumbled, learned, and ultimately conquered the sky. Yet, to truly understand why they built such giants, we must travel to the dark kingdom of the god of death himself. As the cool night air settles over the desert, we leave the giant pyramids behind and make our way to Cairo's bustling station to board the overnight sleeper train heading south. Morning breaks, and we step off the train into a completely different world. We are driving 99 miles north of Luxor, deep into the quiet sands, to Abydos, the most sacred city of ancient Egypt. Feel the shift in energy here. This is the holy sanctuary of Osiris, the Lord of Death, Rebirth, and the underworld. For thousands of years, pharaohs, priests, and ordinary pilgrims made this ultimate pilgrimage, desperate to secure their place in the eternal afterlife. Step through the towering stone gateway of the temple of Seti I. Instantly, the blinding desert glare fades, replaced by the damp, cool silence of ancient chambers. Look at these walls. The reliefs here are considered the absolute pinnacle of Egyptian art. Carved with such incomparable finesse and three-dimensional detail, they look as if they are breathing. Now, walk with me down this quiet, shadowed corridor and look up. You are standing before the legendary Abydos King List. 76 royal cartouches carved in perfect, unbroken rows, a stone family tree tracing the sacred lineage of the pharaohs back to the very beginning of time. But the deepest mystery of Abydos lies just behind this temple. As we step into the blinding sun, the ground suddenly drops away into a subterranean abyss. This is the Osirion. Look at those colossal, stark blocks of pink granite, stacked without a single drop of mortar. It looks so primal, so impossibly ancient. See how the natural groundwater rises from the earth, flooding the central island. It is a cosmic shrine, the symbolic tomb of Osiris himself, where the waters of creation meet the god of rebirth, and where the journey to eternity truly begins. But the path to the afterlife was not written on earth. It was mapped out in the stars. We slip away from the flooded, mysterious ruins of Abydos, climbing into our private car for a short, dusty drive south, until we pull up to a site that will completely redefine how you view the ancient world. Dendera. Step with me through the grand entrance of the Temple of Hathor, the beloved goddess of love, music, and pure joy. Feel the sudden shock of cool, damp air as we escape the blinding midday sun and enter the towering hypostyle hall. High above, 24 colossal pillars rise, topped with the beautiful cow-eared face of Hathor herself, her sweet stone eyes following our every move. But now, look up and prepare to be absolutely breathless. Years of meticulous restoration have cleared centuries of black soot, revealing the most spectacular, vibrant blue astronomical ceiling in existence. It is a cosmic masterpiece. See the sky goddess, Nut, her elongated body stretching across the heavens, swallowing the golden sun every evening and giving birth to it at dawn. And right there is a replica of the famous zodiac of Dendera, a breathtaking 2,000-year-old map of the cosmos, charting constellations and planetary movements with a scientific precision that completely defies its time. But the deepest secrets of Dendera aren't written in the stars. They are buried deep beneath our feet. We squeeze into a tight, dark, claustrophobic passage, crawling down into the temple's hidden underground crypt. The air here is thick, heavy with the smell of dry earth and ancient stone. Shine your flashlight onto the low wall and look at these bizarre, enigmatic reliefs. Priests holding giant, bulbous objects with slithering serpents trapped inside, connected to strange, coiled cables. To some, they look exactly like ancient electric light bulbs, a shocking hint at a lost, high-tech past. To others, they are sacred, cosmic symbols of creation, science, myth, or advanced technology. The mystery remains locked in the stone, but we must leave this twilight behind as we prepare to cross the Great River and enter the ultimate, silent kingdom of the Pharaohs. We slide back into our private car, leaving Dendera behind as we speed south. Within hours, the legendary city of Luxor rises before us. But we aren't stopping on the bustling East Bank. No, we are crossing the river, leaving the world of the living behind and stepping into the West Bank, the ancient realm of the dead. As our tires kick up yellow dust, we hit a physical wall of dry, blistering heat. Before us lie the desolate, sun-bleached cliffs of the Valley of the Kings. Underneath this scorching, barren wasteland, 64 pharaohs lie entombed. This isn't just a cemetery. It's a subterranean network of the world's most spectacular art galleries. Let's head down. Squeezing into the tomb of Seti I, the air grows heavy, thick with the smell of warm dust and ancient plaster. Look at these walls. Vibrant, hand-painted murals showing protective spells and cosmic star maps that look as fresh as the day they were painted, thousands of years ago. And right next door, the legendary chamber of young Tutankhamun, still echoing with whispers of golden treasures and unresolved curses. Back under the blinding glare of the midday sun, the heat radiating off the limestone, we drive a short distance to a site that will stop you in your tracks. The mortuary temple of Hatshepsut. This architectural masterpiece is carved directly into the living rock, rising up in 3 massive colonnaded terraces that seem to flow naturally right out of the towering cliffs. It's a bold, elegant monument to Egypt's most powerful female pharaoh, a queen who ruled as king. To end this unforgettable day, we pull up to a green field where 2 lonely giants sit in absolute silence. The Colossi of Memnon. These weathered, faceless stone sentinels tower 18 meters high, weighing a mind-blowing 720 tons each. For over 3,000 years, they have watched the sun rise and set. Once, the Romans came here just to hear the northern giant sing at dawn, a haunting, acoustic mystery silenced by time. But as the sun sets over the city of the dead, the opposite bank of the Nile begins to wake up, pulsing with the golden energy of the gods. As the burning sun finally dips below the western cliffs, leaving the silent realm of the dead behind, it's time to return to the land of the living. We head down to the bustling riverbanks and jump onto a wooden local motorboat, its old diesel engine chugging rhythmically as we cut through the cool, deep waters of the Nile. Breathe in that fresh, damp river air, a blessed, cool relief from the dry desert heat as the lights of Luxor's east bank begin to sparkle like gold dust on the shimmering waves. Stepping onto the east bank, we are immediately welcomed by the majestic Luxor temple. But you have to experience this place at night. Under the pitch-black Egyptian sky, intense yellow spotlights flood the ancient limestone columns and colossal statues of Ramesses, making them pulse with a golden, almost supernatural glow. Walk past the towering obelisk and feel the ancient dust beneath your feet as we step onto the famous Avenue of Sphinxes. This sacred path once stretched for miles, guarded by hundreds of stone figures, linking this very sanctuary to our next mind-blowing destination. Just a short ride north, the ultimate playground of the gods awaits. Karnak. Welcome to the largest religious complex ever built by human hands. A sprawling, sacred city of stone that took over 2,000 years to construct. Walking through the massive gateway, you are instantly humbled by the sheer scale of it all. But nothing, absolutely nothing, prepares you for the legendary Great Hypostyle Hall. Step inside and look up. You are standing in a literal forest of giants, surrounded by 134 colossal columns towering like 7-story buildings. Run your hands over the deep-cut hieroglyphs. Feel the cool, rough texture of the sandstone, and watch the moonlight filter through the soaring canopy of pillars. Standing here, feeling as tiny as an ant in a monument built to defy time itself, you realize that the ancient gods of Thebes have never truly left. But to see where these gods fought their most epic battles, we must catch the wind and sail further south. Leave the glittering lights of Luxor behind, because dawn is breaking and the deep south is calling. We board a traditional wooden felucca, watching its elegant triangular sail catch the gentle Nile breeze as we glide upstream. Breathe in the scent of brewing hibiscus tea, listen to the soft slapping of the water against the hull, and watch the lush green riverbanks slowly melt into the harsh golden desert. Our first stop rises like a fortress from the desert sands. Edfu. Step off the boat and stand before the most perfectly preserved temple in all of Egypt. It's dedicated to Horus, the legendary falcon-headed god. Feel the sheer scale as you look up at the colossal 36-meter-high pylon, carved with epic battle scenes of Horus fighting Seth, light conquering dark, order defeating chaos. Walk past the magnificent black granite falcon statues guarding the entrance and step into the shaded hypostyle hall. For centuries, this entire complex was buried under 12 meters of sand, protecting its vibrant reliefs, astronomical calendars, and sacred perfume recipes from the ravages of time. It feels so raw, so intact, as if the ancient priests just stepped out. But as we sail further south, the energy shifts. The river narrows and the sun begins to set, painting the sky in fiery shades of crimson and violet. Welcome to Kom Ombo, a temple quite literally perched on the edge of the water. This place is unique, a double, perfectly symmetrical sanctuary divided right down the middle. One half honors Horus the Elder, the god of light. The other half belongs to Sobek, the fierce crocodile god, ruler of the Nile's dark, chaotic depths. Walk through the twin entrances and look closely at the walls. You'll find unbelievably precise carvings of ancient surgical instruments, scalpels, forceps, and dental tools, proving how advanced Egyptian medicine really was. And before we leave, we step into the dark, echoing chambers of the Crocodile Museum to stand face to face with ancient, sacred crocodile mummies, preserved for millennia. From the divine order of Edfu to the wild, mysterious chaos of Sobek, this is Egypt at its absolute wildest. Yet, where the river narrows, it also brings us to a land of gentler, soul-stirring music. We leave the wild shadows of Kom Ombo behind, drifting further south as the majestic Nile gently guides us to the very edge of Egypt. Here, where the Sahara's golden sands meet deep black granite boulders, Aswan welcomes us with a slower, soul-stirring rhythm. This is the gateway to Nubia, a vibrant, sensory world painted in blinding shades of cobalt blue, sunshine yellow, and dusty pink. We wander through the narrow, peaceful streets of Elephantine Island, where traditional mud brick homes are decorated with intricate geometric patterns and locals offer a warm welcome. The people here have kept their ancient tongue and traditions alive for 5,000 years, their smiles as radiant as the African sun. But our ultimate destination today floats upon the water. We board a small, brightly colored motorboat, weaving through the river's currents until a vision of pure elegance rises from the blue. The Temple of Philae. This sacred sanctuary is dedicated to Isis, the supreme goddess of magic, motherhood, and rebirth. Walking through these quiet colonnades, with capitals carved like blossoming lotuses, you can feel the gentle, mystical energy that once drew Roman emperors and Greek pilgrims alike. Yet Philae's greatest magic is that it exists at all. In the 1960s, the construction of the Aswan High Dam threatened to submerge this treasure forever. In a monumental, modern-day miracle, UNESCO stepped in, slicing the entire temple complex into over 40,000 individual blocks, meticulously rebuilding them, piece by piece, on the higher ground of Aguilkia Island. It was a giant, heroic puzzle, saved from a watery grave. As the sun finally dips below the horizon, painting the Nile in shimmering shades of liquid gold, the columns of Philae glow like embers. It sits here, hovering beautifully between water and sky, timeless, eternal, and absolutely breathtaking. But our journey south is not finished, for the ultimate ego of Egypt awaits. Carved into the cliffs of the deepest desert, we leave the peaceful waters of Philae behind, catching a quick domestic flight from Aswan Airport, soaring deep into the burning south of the Nubian desert. Stepping off the plane, you hit a physical wall of blistering dry heat, a wild wind carrying the scent of ancient dust and sun-baked sandstone. And then, you see it. Rising majestically on the shores of Lake Nasser, Abu Simbel, a miracle carved into the living rock, defying both time and nature. Built over 3,000 years ago, this is the ultimate architectural challenge of Ramses II. Guarding the entrance are 4 colossal statues of the pharaoh, each towering 20 meters high, gazing out into the infinite horizon with timeless majesty. Even though an ancient earthquake shattered one of the giant heads, leaving it resting at the temple's feet, the scale of this monument is absolutely humbling. We step through the threshold, feeling the sudden, cool embrace of the sandstone. Vibrant carvings of military triumphs wrap around the echoing pillars, leading us deep into the temple's heart. But the true genius of Abu Simbel is its cosmic dance with the sun. Twice a year, on February 22nd and October 22nd, the rising sun pierces 60 meters into the darkness, perfectly illuminating the statues in the inner sanctuary. Only Ptah, the god of the underworld, is left eternally in the shadows. To witness this is to stand at the absolute intersection of astronomy, devotion, and genius. Yet the wonder doesn't stop here. In the 1960s, when the rising Nile threatened this treasure, humanity moved mountains to save it, meticulously cutting the entire temple into over 1,000 massive blocks to rebuild it on higher ground. And right beside it stands the Temple of Nefertari, Ramses' beloved queen. What makes this sanctuary truly extraordinary is the facade, where Nefertari is depicted standing at the exact same height as the pharaoh himself. A revolutionary, eternal tribute of love and equal power, carved forever in stone. It is a stunning reminder of a golden dynasty, standing proud against the desert sands, waiting for you to discover its secrets. But the burning sands are not the only place where Egypt hides its treasures. We are about to trade the dry heat of the desert for the cool, sapphire depths of a marine paradise. Leaving the towering colossi of Abu Simbel behind, we catch our domestic flight back to Cairo and step straight into our private van, ready to escape the bustling city for the coast. We leave the concrete and noise behind, feeling the hum of the highway as we cut through the eastern desert. Our first stop is Hurghada. Decades ago, this was nothing but a sleepy, sun-drenched fishing village, where local fishermen mended their nets under a salty breeze. Today, it's the vibrant capital of Egyptian beach tourism, stretching 40 kilometers along a coastline of pure paradise. Take a deep breath, smell that crisp, salty air, and look out at those turquoise shallows. But the real magic of Hurghada lies beneath the waves. We slip on our masks and dive in, plunging into a kaleidoscope of life. The coral reefs here are legendary, home to over 1,000 species of brilliant, exotic fish darting through underwater gardens around the Giftoon Islands. It's an absolute explosion of color, a marine sanctuary where you feel completely weightless, suspended in a living, breathing watercolor painting. Just a short 20-minute drive north, the landscape shifts into something almost surreal. El Gouna. Imagine an eco-responsible oasis, a Venice of the desert, meticulously carved out of nothingness. This stunning lagoon city is built across 18 artificial islands, designed by world-renowned architects, all seamlessly woven together by a labyrinth of emerald canals and elegant arched bridges. As we glide through the quiet waterways on a colorful taxi boat, look at the unique architecture around us. It's a gorgeous fusion of traditional Nubian domes and sleek contemporary designs, draped in vibrant bougainvillea that pops against the warm ochre walls. There's a quiet, sophisticated magic here, a gentle breeze carrying the scent of jasmine and sea salt, proving that even in the heart of the Sahara, human vision can create a sustainable paradise. This is the ultimate Red Sea escape. But to find the wild, untamed frontier of this aquatic world, we must cross the deep water and face the jagged mountains of the Sinai. Leaving the pastel lagoons of El Gouna behind, we head to the bustling harbor and board the high-speed ferry, carving our way across the deep, sapphire waters of the Red Sea toward the legendary Sinai Peninsula. Feel the salty spray on your face as the jagged, sun-baked peaks of the Sinai Mountains rise like giant golden fortresses from the horizon, a massive geological barrier separating continents and histories. We land in Sharm el-Sheikh, a spectacular oasis where the barren desert literally plunges into a marine wonderland. Just at the southern tip lies Ras Mohammed National Park, Egypt's crown jewel of biodiversity. Picture vertical coral walls dropping dramatically into the deep blue, right where the Gulf of Suez meets the Gulf of Aqaba. Slipping beneath the surface, we are greeted by a breathtaking explosion of life. Swimming alongside graceful sea turtles and schools of barracuda darting through ancient reef gardens. It is a silent, sun-drenched cathedral that leaves you completely in awe. But our road trip calls us further north. We hop into a dusty 4x4, winding along the rugged coastline toward Dahab. Its name means gold in Arabic, and as the evening light sets the sandstone mountains on fire, you'll see exactly why. Dahab has beautifully preserved its laid-back, bohemian soul, a former Bedouin fishing village where time slows to a crawl, and the sweet scent of mint tea and shisha drifts from low-lit seaside cafes. Hear that low whistle? Those are the constant, warm desert winds, whipping across the water and drawing kite surfers from all over the globe, their colorful sails dancing against the cobalt sea. And then, we reach the ultimate pilgrimage site for adventurers, the legendary Blue Hole. A perfectly circular, deep blue marine sinkhole, plunging over 130 meters into the Earth's crust. Peer over the edge, feel the sudden chill in the air, and stare into that hypnotic, bottomless abyss. Standing here, with the ancient desert at your back and the infinite ocean before you, you realize the Sinai doesn't just capture your eyes, it captures your soul. Because high above these waters lies a mountain that shook the ancient world. Leaving Dahab's golden shores behind, we climb back into our rugged vehicle, tires spitting gravel as we plunge deep inland. We are cutting straight through the wild heart of the Sinai Peninsula. Winding our way through monumental canyons of fiery red sandstone that glow like embers under the baking midday sun. It is a harsh, breathtaking desert of jagged granite peaks protected by the Bedouin nomads who have guarded these ancient mountain passes for centuries. Deep within this silence, we arrive at the sacred foot of Mount Sinai. Here, cradled by towering red cliffs, stands St. Catherine's Monastery, a legendary fortress of faith that has survived unchanged for over 1,600 years. Step inside, feel the cool, ancient stone, and touch a living history where the legendary burning bush still thrives, and the spirit of Moses feels close enough to touch. Take in the dry desert air one last time, because our Egyptian odyssey must now come full circle. We leave the quiet of the sanctuary, pressing west across the sweeping sands, crossing the Suez Canal until the distant, electric roar of Cairo's chaotic streets welcomes us back. Sitting in the terminal at Cairo International Airport, with the dust of the road still clinging to our boots, we look back on this journey of a lifetime. Egypt is a land that defies gravity. From space, it looks like an endless, empty canvas of white sand, split down the middle by a single, vibrant green ribbon of life. That ribbon is the mighty Nile, the eternal lifeblood that has nourished 95% of Egypt's population for over 5 millennia. Yet the greatest treasure we found wasn't carved in granite or buried in a tomb. It is the warmth of the Egyptian people, their infectious laughter, their legendary hospitality, and a resilience that has weathered the rise and fall of entire empires. Egypt doesn't just invite you to witness history. It invites you to feel alive. Let the spirit of this eternal land guide your way.
If you enjoyed this massive journey across Egypt, please do us a huge favor and smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more epic adventures around the globe. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible ride. We've got a beautiful planet out there, so keep exploring, keep pushing your boundaries, and keep discovering the wonders of the world. But before you click away, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment down below and tell me, which spot in Egypt are you most excited to see in person? Or if you've already been, what was your absolute favorite memory from your visit? And most importantly, what country should we explore for our next big documentary? Let me know in the comments. Thank you again, guys. See you in the next video.